Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, my shoulder feels good. What's that? Have you been able to play at all? Yeah, no, not since I've been here. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Uh-huh. Big time. Oh, yeah. It's a good shot. Oh, it's huge. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes.
Get gloves on and stuff?
Sure, yeah. Get gloves on, yeah. Gloves. Marshall, can you make an announcement that I'm going to be doing a clinic right now? No. What's that? Yeah. I know. Well, no, most people can't figure out what it is. Right? Yeah.
Preparation for my
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking for that teddy bear? Playing big ball? Playing big ball? You did and it worked. Man. All right, see ya. Hopefully they weren't like more interested in hot dogs than handball here.
I haven't played much. I played my wife one time and I won. Yeah, I won. No, she's pretty good. It was big ball though. I don't know. I don't think I've ever played small ball double bounce. That's a different game. That was good. This clinic's not looking promising. Wasn't well promoted, and that's not my fault. I've got this microphone on and everything.
There was one where he was down over there and you hit
Dave, I mean,
a bunch of my guys are interested.
what's that?
I do it.
All right, let's go.
I do it.
Yeah. You don't need gloves.
I don't need gloves?
really good. She played great. I mean, it was just a really good match.
Yeah, so go ahead and head on in, guys.
What?
I am now announcing the clinic is going to start with David Fink. It's here on this live webcast, courtesy of the United States Handball Association at these championship games, the 59th Intercollegiate Handball Championships in Tempe, Arizona.
All right, guys. I want to welcome everybody to the clinic. I'm David Fink. I'm going to teach you guys a couple of things that you're going to learn, and some of you are coaches, so you're going to learn how to teach some of your students. Okay, so I've watched a lot of matches since I've been here this week, and the most glaring weakness I see, particularly from the experienced players, is standing and facing the front wall and swinging like this, with virtually every shot. Okay, and I see that, virtually with all the C level and the B level players, and even some of the open level players, particularly with their offhand. So the first thing I want to talk about is how we can learn how to let the ball drop and swing sidearm, okay? Because I see a lot of people get a shot like this, and then they just stand here and face the front wall and swing like this, okay? And the difference is you see a good player get this same shot, and they back up, okay? And they're letting the ball drop, and they're swinging like this, okay? So this is called the sidearm swing, and this is the swing where you're going to develop the most power and also the ability to roll the ball out and keep the ball down and end rallies with a kill shot, okay? So the goal is to get away from facing the front wall with your shoulders like this and just swing like this, okay? So you always want to be, if you're going to swing like this, you want to be facing sideways, so your shoulders are facing the side wall. So if I'm hitting with my left hand, I'm facing the side wall, and then I'm going to turn through it, okay? I'm not just going to stand here like this and swing like this. Same thing with your right hand, okay? So obviously if the ball is up over your shoulder, you're going to be swinging more with an overhand swing. You're still going to want to turn yourself sideways like this, so your chest is facing the side wall, and then you're going to hopefully send the ball up high towards the ceiling, hopefully hitting the ceiling first when you're swinging overhand. And then when the ball comes a little bit lower, around your waist level or even lower, you're going to swing sidearm, okay? So the first way to develop that sidearm stroke is to learn how to throw the ball sidearm. And a lot of people have never really thrown the ball sidearm because in all the sports that we grew up playing, baseball and football, you're throwing the ball like this, okay? In handball, you're actually going to want to learn how to throw the ball like this, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm getting myself really low here. You see how I'm bending my knees? I'm facing the side wall, and then I'm finishing. I'm striding out with this front foot and finishing here, and I'm releasing the ball like this, which is exactly what I want to eventually be able to do when I'm hitting the ball, okay? So it's going to be a lot tougher to learn with your offhand because you've really never thrown the ball like that with your offhand, but a lot of you have also never thrown the ball with your strong hand. So the best way to do it is you can either stand behind the restraining line or behind the short line like this, okay? So you want to actually start here like this, stride with this front foot in front of the line, and then when the ball comes a little bit lower around your waist level or even lower, you're going to swing sidearm, okay? So the goal is to get away from facing the front wall with your shoulders like this and swing like this, okay? So I'm hitting with my left hand, I'm facing the side wall, and then I'm swinging sidearm, okay? So the goal is to get away from facing the front wall with your shoulders like this and swing like this, okay? So when the ball comes a little bit lower around your waist level or even lower, you're going to swing sidearm, okay? So the goal is to get away from facing the front wall with your shoulders like this and swing like this, okay? So I'm hitting with my left hand, I'm facing the side wall, and then I'm swinging sidearm, okay? So the goal is to get away from facing the front wall with your shoulders like this and swing like this, okay? So when the ball comes a little bit lower around your waist level or even lower, you're going to swing sidearm, okay? So the goal is to get away from facing the front wall with your shoulders like this and swing like this, okay? So I'm hitting with my left hand, I'm fac and then just throw the ball right back to yourself. Okay, so it's here, okay, and you just want to get comfortable bending here, sticking your butt out like this, striding, and then finishing like this, okay? So that when you're in a match, you get this shot here like this, you're not just going to swing like that, you're going to actually turn sideways here like this, okay, and finish like that, okay? So my recommendation is if you can go into the court by yourself for 10 minutes before you start playing and just get comfortable here and go, okay, with both hands. So now I'm left-handed, so now with my right, looks almost the same, okay? Once you feel comfortable throwing the ball sidearm, then you can start hitting the ball sidearm. The best way to learn how to hit the ball sidearm is with a drill called the line drill, okay? So what you want to do is same thing. You start with your feet about shoulder width apart, bend, okay? You're just going to drop the ball out in front of yourself. See how my arm's at a 45-degree angle here? And then you're just going to hit. So it's here, okay? I'm just going to try and hit the ball right back to myself. This, okay? And you see how low I stay there, okay? It looks pretty easy, okay? But that really teaches me this sidearm stroke, okay? And that's really the difference between, you know, the less experienced players and the players like you watched this morning that are, you know, really at the top of the sport, okay? They have the ability to swing sidearm and end rallies, okay? So let me have everybody with gloves on. Let's just have everybody throw one sidearm and hit one sidearm. Go ahead, Travis. No, one ball is good. Now go ahead and just hit one sidearm. Just get the feel for it. Okay, now Travis just sort of dropped the ball like this, okay? I want to make sure that you guys drop the ball out in front of yourself like this, let it drop, and then go. Okay. Make sure, no, we're good. Good, now you want to just try and get that release just like this, okay? Good, excellent, okay? Good, it's not bad. You get that feeling there? Okay, good. Are you lefty? Yeah. Okay, good, me too. All right. Okay, good shot, nice. Are you lefty too? All right, cool. Nice power, excellent. Now, you really want to make sure that you're taking your time when you're going through this drill. Okay, you don't want to just walk up here like this and just throw the ball down and just swing, okay? You really want to be deliberate about it, okay? Take a second. All you're going to do is just drop the ball like this and then go, okay? Try and get a little bit lower there, Matt. You're sort of you threw it like this. Try and get yourself here, like this, okay? Really low. Good, now go ahead and hit. Good. You want to be making contact right about between your knee and a little bit lower, so it's right about here. You don't want to be making contact like this, okay? Because the lower you can hit the ball, the more the ball can travel parallel with the floor and stay down. Because if the ball is coming in at an angle like this, it's either going to hit the ground first or it's going to hit the front wall and pop up, okay? So the rally will just go on forever. Good. Make sure you stride with that front foot. Stride with that left leg, okay? That was pretty good, okay? Just try and stay down a little bit longer because the last second you kind of went like this, okay? So you want to here and then just stay down, okay? Good. That was nice. Okay, try one more time. You kind of rushed that one, nice and slow. Good shot. Nice. Get down nice and low, like this. Excellent. Really good. If you don't want to hit because you don't have gloves on, it's okay, or you can't hit. Doesn't matter? Okay. Good. That was a good swing. Real nice swing. Good. I like that power. It's nice. Real nice. Now, for those of you who watched Danielle this morning, Danielle is one of the top women's players in the world, outdoor and indoor. She's got a beautiful sidearm stroke. Okay, so let's try and watch this stroke. Watch how she stays down low, bounces the ball out in front of herself, and strides into it. Beautiful. Great shot. We want to copy that exactly. Okay? That's nice. Nice. Stay low. Good. Excellent. Okay, good. Everyone got a turn there doing that. So what I would recommend is everybody try and spend a little bit of time before you play your matches or maybe after even going in on a day just to practice by yourself and go ahead and get comfortable throwing the ball sidearm, okay? And whenever you can, you know, try and watch some of the top players play. You know, there's a lot of video online. You can go on Vimeo.com / WPH, and there's like 200 matches on there. And every one of the pros you'll see has this sidearm stroke, and that's the reason they're able to keep the ball down and end rallies like that. Okay, so we're kind of going to do a short clinic today. So I think the next thing we're going to talk about are the serves. Okay, I see a lot of you guys just walk into the server's box, and there's really not much thought to anything. Okay, so I see a lot of people just grab the ball, the score's called, and then, you know, just hitting serves like that. Okay, so what you want to remember is the serve is the only time where you're completely in control of the rally. It's the only time you're not reacting to the ball. Okay, so the goal on the serve is to either hit an ace or an unreturned serve or get a weak return so that you get a setup. Okay, so the best way to get a setup is if you're hitting to your opponent's offhand. Okay, so generally your opponents are going to be right-handed. Okay, so you want to find a way to put the ball into the left corner. Okay, and I see a lot of the top players even making a lot of mistakes serving into their opponent's strong hand. Okay, and then you're sort of stuck in the server's box and they're teeing off with their strong hand, you're at a big disadvantage. You should have a big advantage when you're serving. Okay, so we'll go over quickly the 5 types of serves, and based on whichever serve you can hit best and whichever serve is working is the one that you should be using. Okay, if you are playing a one-wall player, for example, and they return the serve really well, low and hard to their left, you might want to try a lob serve to their left because they might not be as comfortable with the ball up here. Okay, so the first serve would be called the power serve. Okay, so basically you're going to be standing about in the middle of the box like this. Okay, start here, left foot's front, bounce. Okay, and the goal is we're trying to land the ball just past the service line into that back left corner. Okay, if I hit it too far past the service line, it's going to come way off the back wall. Okay, so there's not much margin for error on a serve like this, because if I serve this serve and it's like this, okay, I mean that wasn't terrible, but it comes way off the back wall. Gives them a pretty good swing at it, okay, and it's probably going to take you out of the front court. Okay, so that's why a serve like this takes a lot of control, because you're trying to just land the ball between here and here, okay, just about no more than a foot past the line, and you're trying to put it into that left corner without really hitting the right hand on it. Okay, so basically this is a good serve to serve on your first serve, but not so much on your second serve, okay, because you run the risk of double faulting or you know, overhitting it and then giving them a big setup. Okay, so this would be a good serve on your first serve if it's working. Okay, for a second serve, not so much, because you want to make sure that you're not double faulting. Okay. Now the second serve, the second out of the 5 serves that I would recommend would be the lob serve. Okay, so most of you are going to be hitting this with your right hand. I know there's a couple left-handed players in here too. Okay, but I see a lot of people on the lob serve, they hit the ball too high on the front wall and it lands too far back. Okay, so once again on the lob serve, we're trying to land the ball just past the service line in this area here, within a foot of the service line. Okay, so if I'm going to stand here like this, now that's a pretty good serve right there. You see how it lands just here? I'm going to force my opponent to hit from up here with their left hand. That puts me at a huge advantage because they're hitting from up here with their left. which means if they do get it back, most likely the ball is just going to come weak off the front wall like this, right to my right hand, like this. Okay, so I've got them back here, I'm hitting with my right here, and all I did was just feather the ball into that back left corner, okay? Now the thing on the lob serve, you want to make sure that you're not muscling the ball, it's just just feathering the ball with a nice soft wrist, okay? So it's just sort of like this, okay? Nice and soft. Now it's, maybe not as easy when you first try it, but if you practice that a little bit, you'll get the feel for it, okay? But you want to make sure that you're not coming in here and serving like this, okay? Because that comes way off the back wall. They can get their right hand on the ball. You're sort of standing here like this, and they're just going to have some sort of shot that just, either they're going to try and shoot it or blast it past you, okay? And you've lost your advantage. So that would be the second serve, okay, out of the 5. Now yeah. No. Yeah. I recommend overhand because I think it's harder to take it out of the air, and I think underhand, I've seen a lot of people have success with the underhand serve, so I wouldn't necessarily discourage it, but personally I prefer overhand. But with the underhand, the ball has a tendency to sit up, and it's a lot easier for them to come in and take it out of the air. I don't want someone to take it out of the air. And when I'm serving overhand with the right spin on it, they're going to have to come over the line to take it out of the air, okay? And as far as what Matt was asking, we don't want the serve to hit the side wall, okay, because then they're going to back in like this and hit it with their right and probably drive it back down the left. So we've lost our advantage again. So you always want to play, our strong hand against their weak hand, okay? So if you're right-handed, you want to play your right against their left. If you're left-handed, you want to play your left against their left, okay? You don't want to get, and I saw this happen today in Danielle's match. She was playing Sandy, and it ended up being Danielle's right against Sandy's right, which is a big advantage to Sandy, okay? Because Sandy was, drilling the ball down the right side, and then Danielle was, sort of just barely getting it back, and then Sandy would just keep the ball on the right side of the court. And that was really the difference in the match, okay? So you always want to try and play your strength against their weakness. Now the third serve would be the cross-court lob. Basically, we're trying to hit high on the front wall, have it come down on the left side wall, and either force them to take it with their left hand, right around this area here, or have it follow them around the back wall, and then they're going to take it with their right. So let me just have everybody come up here against the right side wall, just so we can see how this serve looks. Now basically, the same type of thing, we're going to use a nice soft wrist here and just flip this ball up, okay? Now that's, I missed the side wall, but still it's not terrible because it's going to force them to take that with their right hand, with their left hand. Now that's pretty much exactly what I'm trying to do right there. You see how that ball comes down here? So they're going to have to hit the ball like this with their left hand. Okay, very tough spot to be in. Okay, so if they're taking with their left, or if they try and take it with their right, it's going to be like this. So they have almost no shot whatsoever. So you can score points easily using no energy, just flipping the ball up, okay, like that. So that would be the third serve. Now the fourth serve would be what's called the Z serve, okay? Now some of us in here are left-handed. I know at least 3 of us and myself, okay? So left-handed Z serve, okay, it's going to look. Okay, now the reason we call that a Z serve is because it makes a Z, okay? And the goal is for the ball to bounce in this area somewhere here and then bounce into the left side wall and run parallel with the back wall, okay? Now a lot of people hit the Z serve and they don't hit a sharp enough angle and the ball ends up bouncing in this area and then your opponent's taking with their right. So that's not really good, okay? So that's not going to really get you many setups. Okay, you want to hit a sharper angle, and Danielle, I keep mentioning you because, we all watched you play this morning. You hit a lot of serves that came into this area and Sandy was taking with her right hand. Okay, and it would have been a lot better if you could have hit, in the beginning of the second game, you hit a couple real sharp Z serves into this corner, and, she couldn't get them back. They were tough. And then you hit the sidewall twice, and I think you got a little bit, worried about hitting it that sharp. But that's basically the standard Z serve. Now, if you're going to hit this with your right hand, it's going to look exactly the same. You're going to want to get probably a little bit closer to the left side wall here. Okay? And the good thing about that serve, there's a huge margin for error, okay? Because I can land this ball anywhere in this area here, big circle. Unlike, the power serve or the lob serve where I'm just trying to land it this far past the line. So this is a great serve to hit for your second serve, okay? And it's also, put your opponent in an awkward position. If they try and run in here like this and hit with their right, what kind of swing do they really have? If it comes across their body with their left, now they've got this kind of an awkward swing also, okay? So it really puts them in a tough spot, okay? Now the fifth serve would be more of sort of changing the angle of the Z serve, almost like a, what would be called a backdoor Z. So instead of the angle coming straight into that left corner, I would serve it more towards the middle of the front wall so the ball bounces and hits the door and comes around. That would be sort of a serve that you would mix in just to change the pace and give them a different look, okay? So just to review, the 5 types of serves are the power serve, okay, where you're going to, the majority of the time you're going to drive the ball into the deep left-hand corner. Now, if you see them leaning to the left, you can sneak one down the right, okay? The power serve, we're not trying to hit the side wall, okay? Because if it hits the side wall, it's going to come out to their right. It's not really going to be a great situation for us, okay? And the second serve is the overhand lob serve. Someone asked me if you can also serve it underhand, which would look like this, okay? Underhand is also good. I prefer overhand, but I've seen people have a lot of success hitting it underhand also.
For that serve, I see a lot of people standing way on the far left, and you were standing in the middle with their.
Yeah, I find that if people are staying too close to this wall, the ball is going to end up coming more towards the center of the court. So I think if you stand more in this area, use the shot the right angle to stay down the left wall. Okay, because if I'm standing here like this, and I'm trying to hit the ball straight down the left, that's going to happen a lot, where the ball just ends up right in the middle of the court. But if I'm more here, I hit halfway between me and the side wall, okay? And you see that ball stays pretty much down that left wall, okay? So both the power serve and the lob serve are good first serves, okay? Because you're aiming just past the short line, and you have a second serve. So I wouldn't recommend those for a second serve. Second serve, a good serve would be this high cross-court 2-wall lob that I showed you guys. This looks pretty simple, but it can be very difficult to return, okay? And then obviously the Z serve that we talked about, which would be ideal for a second serve, also can be a great first serve if you find that it's effective, okay? So let me have everybody go through and hit one serve. You pick whatever serve you want to hit, and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so what serve are you going to hit, Travis? Cross-court lob. Okay, good. Good. Now you just want to hit that a little bit deeper. Okay, so a little bit more flick with the wrist. You don't want the wrist to be stiff like this. It's got to be just, the ball actually rolls through your hand and up your fingertips. Okay, that was good. Ready? Same thing? Okay. Okay, now, let's try that one more time, okay? Now, you actually want to face a little bit more this way. Instead of like this, face a little bit more towards your target, bend your knees more, drop, and then just float under, okay? Okay, good. That's okay. Try and drop with your non-hitting hand. That usually works out a little bit better. And then you can get this hand back, and then you can go, okay? Z? Lob serve? Okay, cool. That's pretty nice. Try it one more time. That was good. Try and bounce with your left and get your right hand up. Okay, not bad. It's good form on that, though. It's nice. Power. Okay, good. Okay, try that again. Just slow yourself down a little bit, okay? Just take your time. Okay, now that's the danger of the power serve, okay? You hit that one a little bit, it comes to the right hand. And from that spot on the court, they're going to drive it probably back to your left, okay? That's, okay, good though. Okay. Right. That's nice. That was. Okay. All right. That was a great serve. So unfortunately, we're out of time, so I'm not going to get to see everybody's serve, but hopefully you guys learned something today. And you know, if you go back home, you have something to practice. You know, you've got the 5 serves now to think about, and you've also got the sidearm stroke, throwing the ball sidearm, and then the line drill where you're going to bounce the ball out in front of yourself and stay low, okay, and just hit the ball right back at yourself. You can learn a lot more by watching the pros on the webcast or just watching the matches that are already on Vimeo. If you guys have any questions, I can take a couple now, or you can just find me throughout the weekend and anything. Yeah. You play. Yeah, that's hard. I mean, the best thing to do is if you can put some ice. Ice always helps. You want to put ice for 15 minutes, take 15 minutes off. You know, maybe do that 3 times throughout the day. You know, it helps to stretch a little bit too. You know, if your arm's hurting, if your shoulder hurts, a stretch like this is good. You know, you can go up against the wall, something like this. You know, a stretch like this is also good. Just anything where you're loosening your muscles up. You know, ice, stretch, okay? And then obviously warming up is important too. You know, you want to go in the court when you're warming up. You want to throw the ball overhand, throw the ball sidearm, throw the ball to the ceiling. Just go through as many throws and repetitions as you can. It's hard though in a tournament. You know, you get sore, it's really hard. Same thing with your hand, I would suggest ice. Yeah. I would say at least an hour before. Yeah, and if you are icing before, you might want to try heat right before you get on the court. Sort of sports cream where it's going to, you know, it burns a little bit to get, yeah, icy hot, something like that is good. Biofreeze or something. Yeah, that helps too. Anybody else? Okay, great. Well, you know, like I said, I'll be around all weekend if you guys have any questions. And you guys should stick around. There's going to be some great matches coming up right now. So, all right, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. You're welcome.
There he was, Dave Fink, giving that instructional clinic, and you heard the round of applause from those in attendance, about 20 of the college students here at ASU, the 59th United States Handball Association's 4-wall Intercollegiate National Handball Championship. In Tempe, Arizona, Dave Fink, one of the instructors. He travels the country and gives clinics on handball. You could also see fellow top 5 ranked pro, Sean Linning, coming out of the court. He was there to catch that instruction from Dave Fink, making his trip from Tucson, Arizona worth a little something. It was nice to see Sean Linning and the rest of those that are supporting this clinic on the court and listening in on the live webcast. We have a women's semifinal singles match coming up right around the corner with Shauna Hilly and Pauline Gallagher. We'll be back in just a few minutes. You stay close to the live webcast here, courtesy of Nifty TV and the World Players of Handball. We'll be back in just a minute.